Blueberry homunculus!
What?
You fucking disappointment!
You're alive! Father,
Paperwork Primarch! I love you, son.
Father, I do not understand.
You're no son of mine!
What? Father, if you could please focus.
Request denied. Why don't you jerk off to a spreadsheet?
The Imperium has been split in two, Father. We must...
I know that, you fucking disregarded power tool. I know everything.
Then help me save them.
Is Lionface out of the magic forest yet?
You speak in riddles, Father.
Who the fuck are you? All right, I think that's enough wisdom now. I think I'm giving you enough to go on. I think that's good guidance. That was good guidance. I'm gonna go back to my fractured billion different brains.
Wait!
Remember who you are, Simba.
What the fuck are you talking about?
And that's when I really started loving the idea of selling locally rather than online. So that's when I started my next series, which was Postcards from Cincinnati. I love doing architectural drawings, and when I first started this challenge, I thought architectural commissions were going to be the main focus of my business. However, during my first month, I did a giveaway and then also sold an architectural commission. And just having those two commissions took up basically every waking hour of that first month. And I realized it would be really hard to sell these if I actually priced them based on how long it took me to finish them. So I moved away from the commission idea and decided instead to have an architectural series based on Cincinnati landmarks. I've only been in this city for about a year, so this series was a really good opportunity for me to not only learn the history of this city, but also to just fall in love with its architecture. Right now, I only have 2 buildings complete in this series, Music Hall and then the American Sign Museum, which I drew because I had the opportunity to participate in an art pop-up in their gift shop. But this is a series that I'm really excited to expand and actually start promoting. And then I have a few more prints and products that don't really fit neatly into these collections. I had started a series of prints that was kind of adjacent to the Fable collection. They were the same kind of pen and ink bookplate style, but these were animal idioms about embracing rest or slowing down. So in that series, I have Catnap and Rat Race. And then I also just have a green velvet themed print and green velvet sweatshirt. So to break it down, I have 15 prints, 13 clothing items, 7 other products like stickers or mugs, 1 architectural commission offering, and 10 pet portrait offerings. And then breaking that down by collections, it's basically 6 products that fall under the Postcard from Cincinnati collection, 13 products that fall under the Fable collection, and then a few more that are just kind of miscellaneous or unsorted. All right, now let's go through all of my posts and promotions from this year. So I mainly focused on YouTube, email marketing, Instagram, which cross-posted on Pinterest, and I was very inconsistent with posting. So within 2025, I posted 13 times on YouTube, 15 times on Instagram and Pinterest, and sent out 3 email campaigns. So on YouTube, I posted 8 monthly check-ins, 1 tutorial, 1 A/B test, 1 drawing video, 1 marketing video, and 1 commentary video. I am kind of surprised by how much I ended up enjoying making YouTube videos. I've always enjoyed shooting sort of like cinematic B-roll type footage, but I really dreaded sitting down and talking to a camera. It's just not something that feels comfortable or comes natural to me. But to my surprise, it's been kind of cathartic to sit down and talk about this journey. It kind of just feels like journaling, and when I'm making these, I often forget that anyone will see them. I'm excited to start making kind of a wider variety of videos in 2026. However, because I'm working full-time, it is really hard to find time to film. So my focus for next year is definitely going to be quality over quantity. And for those of you who've been asking, I do plan to continue my digital marketing series. However, it will not be released monthly like I originally planned. So on Instagram, I posted 15 times on my Green Velvet account, but that did include a couple of collaborative posts with my pet portrait Instagram. I work in marketing, and I've talked a lot on here about the kind of diminishing returns that I've seen with short form media. These social platforms are just not for us anymore. They're always going to prioritize advertisers, viral content, and rage bait over content from accounts that you've actually chosen to follow. And because of that, it no longer feels like a reliable place to reach an audience. Because social content also has such a short shelf life, and because I'm someone who doesn't enjoy and isn't good at the type of trendy content that performs well on social media is just not where I thrive. I do have a very in-depth social media strategy, but I think my plan for 2026 is to completely ignore that and just post when and what I want, because until proven otherwise, I just don't see this as a useful marketing channel for me. And then lastly, I sent out 3 email campaigns this year, but on top of that, I have automated emails that send out when people download resources from my website, so I sent 102 of those individually. My email campaigns are called Letters from the Studio, and they're very informal recaps of what I'm working on that month, what inspired me, what's new, and then I always try to ask some sort of question or provide a prompt so that I can have conversations with the people who subscribe to my email list. As you'll see when we talk about performance metrics, I don't really get sales from my email campaigns, but it is just a good place to have conversations, so for that reason I do
I've seen a lot of comments on my recent post, the model reveal, praising me for being...
Let's start with social media. So on Instagram, I got 15,147 views, 881 likes, 21 shares, 14 new followers, 50 comments, 30 saves, and Instagram accounted for 83 of my website visits and 56 of my Etsy visits. This giveaway post, which was the first thing I posted this year, earned me the most followers and had the most shares. This triptych post, which was my favorite thing that I posted this year, had 6 saves, so it was my most saved post. I got the most comments, which was 7 on this post of me packing an order. Not necessarily because people resonated with this content, but just because this was my most recent post when I posted the first YouTube video in this series. And then lastly, this video of me painting one of my Delft pet portrait commissions was the most liked post with 85 likes. Obviously, since most of what I posted this year was drawing videos, there's not a ton of varied content that allows me to see what types of things resonate with my audience. Because I only posted 15 times, that's not a huge data set to go off of. However, since social media has never really been an important part of my marketing plan, I don't necessarily care what content does well, because I kind of see social media as more of just a nice portfolio of my work, a way to show my process so that people know my work is not AI generated, and just a way to stay engaged with people. And even though I didn't post very often and my performance metrics are not very impressive, I do think I achieved all those goals this year. And then, like I said, all of my Instagram posts automatically posted to Pinterest as well, which I didn't realize until about halfway through the year. So those same posts earned me 137,000 impressions, 6,000 engagements, 54 outbound clicks, 735 saves, 4 website visits, and 133 Etsy visits. Pinterest lets me see my overall metrics for the whole year, but it only lets me look at pin performance from the last 90 days. But based on that time period, it definitely seems like there were 2 pins that drove most of my performance. This crow watercolor time-lapse, which had 7,000 impressions, 419 engagements, 3 outbound clicks, and 68 saves in the last 3 months. And then this pen and ink drawing of my old apartment, which also had 419 engagements, 370 pin clicks, 2 outbound clicks, and 52 saves. So I sent 3 emails out this year, 1 announcing my Collectors Club sticker subscription, 1 announcing my architectural commission offerings, and then 1 announcing my pet portraits. When I sent my very first email, I only had 18 people on my email list, and since then my list has now grown to 123 people, which I think is a huge accomplishment. I would have never expected that that many people would sign up to hear from me, and this is definitely something that I want to focus more on in the future. Like I said, these really do not drive traffic for me. I think these emails got 6, 5, and 9 clicks respectively, but it does feel like a more intentional way to show up for y'all, and I've had some really good conversations with you because of it. So on YouTube, I got 117,000 views, almost 9,000 watch hours, 4,407 subscribers, and it made $325 and got almost 2 million impressions. This also led to 414 visits on my website and $227 in sales. The first video in this series drove most of that traffic. Right now that video has 58,000 views and 2,268 of my subscribers came directly from that video. Like I said, I definitely prefer making long-form videos as opposed to social media content. The first video in this series continues to get hundreds of views every single month, even though it's been almost a year since I posted it. And knowing that content has more of a shelf life on here than it does on social media definitely motivates me to put more effort into it, because I know it's not just going to get buried in one day like it might on Instagram. All right, now that we've looked at social media, let's look at my website metrics. Driving traffic to my website has definitely been my biggest shortcoming. Etsy does so much of the behind-the-scenes work to drive traffic, placing ads, retargeting people who viewed my items, sending out abandoned cart emails, collecting reviews. and I found it a lot easier to just kind of let Etsy run in the background rather than learn how to drive traffic to my site myself. Obviously, there's a huge advantage of selling on your own website instead of a marketplace like Etsy. You don't have to pay a fee to host or a fee every time that you make a sale. You don't run the risk of your site getting shut down for a policy mistake. You're able to track user behavior, and you have more control over the look and functionality of your site. However, with my current experience and time commitments, I love the convenience of a marketplace like Etsy, and because of that, I haven't necessarily made it a priority to shift off of Etsy and more onto my website. All that being said, my website traffic was very low this year. I had 997 sessions in total, and traffic was pretty much evenly split between my prints, goods, about, and commissions pages. The most viewed products were my bookplate print, collector's club sticker, and fig tree print. As far as what drove traffic to my site, YouTube drove the most traffic to my site, followed by Google and Instagram. Interestingly, I looked at what people clicked the most often on my site, and other than the shop prints button, the thing that was clicked the most times on my site was the FAQ dropdown for the question, are your prints your own original art? This got 58 unique clicks across my prints and goods pages. I'm wondering if people clicked this because plagiarized, AI generated, and repurposed public domain art is so common now. However, I guess just knowing my user behavior, the first thing I do when I find an Etsy shop that I really like is scour their page for some indication that they are a real person creating their art. So I guess it's not surprising that people are really interested to hear the answer to this question on my site. One of my goals for 2026 is to just figure out what I want my website to be. Right now it feels like it's serving the exact same purpose as my Etsy site, except my Etsy has the built-in social proof of having reviews collected and also the built-in credibility of showing how long I've been on the platform. Sometimes I'm tempted to just scrap my website because it is kind of expensive to maintain, but I've heard from a lot of artists that it's kind of risky to put all of your eggs in the Etsy basket because people do get their shops shut down out of nowhere all the time or have their shop performance tank because of one bad negative review, which is really risky on a platform like Etsy because if you lose your shop, you lose everything. Speaking of Etsy, let's talk about my Etsy performance before we get into sales data. So my traffic tripled year over year with 11,000 visits, 1,523 item favorites, 138 new shop followers, and most importantly, 29 5-star reviews and 4 repeat buyers. 57% of my traffic came from Etsy itself, either their homepage, search pages, or SEO, and then the remaining 43% primarily came from Pinterest, Instagram, and then the ads that I paid to place on Etsy. All right, let's get into sales data. First, we'll break things down by platform. So for the smaller income sources, I had 2 sales on eBay, surprisingly. My website platform has a feature where I can automatically cross-post all my products to Google Merchant and eBay. So I did that and then completely forgot about it. And this month, for some reason, I got 2 sales out of nowhere, which brought in $108 and accounted for 1% of my total revenue. Also at 1% of my revenue was PayPal. I had a PayPal payment for an architectural commission, which was about $90. In-person sales also accounted for 3% of my total revenue. I sold wholesale prints for an art pop-up at the American Sign Museum, and a friend of mine sold my prints at 2 Pride events in Kentucky. So between those 3 events, I made $203 total. YouTube ads also accounted for 3% of my total revenue. My website brought in $920, which was 12% of my revenue. And then the remaining 82%, or $6,164, came from Etsy. So in total in 2025, I made $7,743. Breaking that down by item, I definitely made the most money from my Delft pet portrait commissions. I sold 48 and made $3,760 in sales. The next highest item by quantity was my collector's club stickers. I sold 43 of those, but because they were such an inexpensive offering, they only brought in $250. The next highest selling item was my American Sign Museum postcards. I sold 1 on my website and then 25 wholesale, but I sold them very cheap, so they only accounted for $40 in sales. And then the only other items that I sold more than 10 of were my Fox and Crow shirts, which I sold 15 of and made $527 from. And then my Fox and Crow bookplate prints, which I sold 10 of for $364. I sold 7 catnap prints and 5 rat race prints in person, 5 custom Delft tiles and frog and scorpion stickers, 4 frog and scorpion mugs, Fox and Crow glasses, and Fox and Crow watercolor prints, 2 dog sketch commissions, green velvet sweatshirts, Fox and Crow mugs, and frog and scorpion sweatshirts, and then 1 Jack Russell Terrier glass, fig tree print, architectural commission, and frog and scorpion print. I thought it would be really interesting to see what type of item and then what collection contributed the most to my revenue. So here are some charts breaking those down. Commissions and prints accounted for the large majority of sales. And then interestingly, Fox and Crow vastly outsold Frog and Scorpion and made up almost 19% of my sales. But obviously the biggest portion came from pet portraits. I always think it's helpful when business owners also share their expenses and not just their revenue. It can be really easy to think that artists are bringing in a ton of money when you see these really high sales numbers, but their production costs also might be high. And that's not even taking into account the fees, shipping, advertising costs, tech costs, and other business expenses that they might be paying for. So in total, I brought in $7,743.44, mostly from Etsy and my website, but my expenses totaled $4,850, with 54% of that being production cost, 20% advertising cost, 14% fees, and a marginal amount going toward shipping, tech, and miscellaneous expenses. So that left me with $2,893 in profit for the year. My expenses
So, your choice. What will it be?
I'll hold tight to what little I have.
Even with such conditions and zero memories, so long as everyone's united, great deeds can be achieved. Fratello, non potresti essere come Lemming?
Sei intrufolata nella valle da sola. Landmin lo sa.
Taci! Prima facciamoli fuori! Even with such conditions and zero memories, so long as everyone's united, great deeds.
If you've seen enough Space Marines from Warhammer 40k, you've probably noticed that some of them have those strange iron spiky semicircles on their power packs. But what are they? They are called iron halos, and they generate mini force fields for that Space Marine. They use extremely advanced, difficult to create, often ancient technology, thus are reserved for captains and other special units. They are a great plot device for two reasons. Firstly, they give plot armor, ensuring no one special is clapped by a stray lucky headshot. And secondly, they allow Space Marines to go into battle without a helmet but still with protection, so that they can be a named character and be cool and stuff, without looking like a massive idiot who skipped the health and safety meetings. So if anyone ever tries to diss helmetless captains with iron halos and say, Warhammer is stupid, key characters are so obvious to identify, in real life those captains would be sniped first, just reply, iron halo bitch, and then throw pocket sand in their eyes while hissing at them. If you've seen enough Space Marines from Warhammer
I'm in the middle of watching I'm in the middle of watching Jujutsu Kaisen right now. And I brought out my microphone and decided to record this video because I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I didn't know how to start it.
A common misconception artists have is thinking that guidelines are easy to draw. Guidelines are supposed to help you draw, but you can't just place them wherever you want and then think that you can fix or adjust them later. If you draw a box like this, it establishes a certain perspective, and the rest of the guidelines that you draw will probably follow that same perspective. If these guidelines weren't proportioned correctly to the point where you have to draw outside of the guidelines, the forms won't follow the perspective that you already established, and they'll look wrong. That's why you can't autopilot even when drawing the guidelines. A common misconception artists have is thinking that guidelines are easy to draw.
Sadly.
The bottom left.
Watch out. Wait, Ven is half.
One will attack you. Bird one. Do one. Or you half up.
My bad, I should have. I have ult coming back.
Like, how does that reach the cat?
Much better there.
Goomba stomp.
So I wait for the jump. And then use fade.
Got territorial, or, yeah?
Okay, grab on, I'll pick you up. I pick you up, Doom.
Oh my god. Thank you.
Yep.
Brauchen wir High Ground? Nee, ne? Anscheinend nicht. Wo sind die? Hier.
Get anyone off the map. Ryan, care shatter.
Was down a clock as well. I love one. That's a huge counter, no chat?
You're powered up. Get in there.
Take it, or take it.
My tank is fucking brain dead. My tank is brain dead. My tank is fucking brain dead. I cannot believe this.
That's just too funny. Wait, we can flank shatter. Okay. Grab on. Alright. Are they pushing? Alright.
Two people. Come on, move up. 3, 4, 5. Yes!
Oh, that's tough.
Jetzt rein! Jetzt!
Ja! Gott, das ist geil!
Also unsere Ult-Kombi.
Nice. Can you live? Upper buff? Or Dom's it. Nice trade. Huge. Upper dom. Oh my god. Nice.
Nice. Herr Panner?
Jump back up in.
Was ist los?
Guys, can you come back? We can group up.
G.
Oh my god, we're jumping for joy. Oh my god, I'm pinned out of spawn! What the heck? I'm alive.
Oh, shit on. Tiro.
Oh my god! I just need to go. I need to go and sit cart. Like, time that right.
Ryan, please, he's a whole fucking Beyblade.
Ah, c'est bon, casse-couille. Oh, c'est incroyable ce que j'ai fait.
It's gonna happen now, I think. Dude. Brother. It's so sick. Holy shit, dude. Bro!
That dude died. He was one shot. Sing for mine, and you of sing for mine. So there is method to this madness. Shut your ass up! You ain't me! You ain't me!
Fuck it. Damn. No one peeks that.
No, Shibu!
Pain, it's just the name me no more. The girl that they used to know done changed. Had to say it before they bitch
are shaking, fade to black. Coins on my eyes, cold and still. Breathe held tight against my will. Shadows whisper across the shore. Every step feels final now. Names are carved into the dark. Every soul leaves just a mark. No more time, no alibi. Only echoes asking why. We cross the sticks. No return. Fire inside. Bridges burn. We cross the sticks. Skin and bone. Pay the price. Go alone. Ferryman with hollow eyes counts the truth, counts the lies. Hands are shaking, grip the rail. All the living stories fail. Memory is getting thin. Who I was is wearing in. Feel the pull beneath the skin. Let the ending pull me in. We cross the sticks. No return. Fire inside. Bridges burn. We cross the sticks. Heart turns cold. Lost the past. Bought the soul. Hold your breath, don't look down. Hear the water, drag the sound. Say your name, let it sink. One last thought before you blink. We cross the sticks. No return. Fire inside. Bridges burn. We cross the sticks. End begins. Leave the light. Lose the skin. Blackwater. Pulls me in.
Me and my bitch took a little trip down to the garden. Took a little dip. Apple juice falling from her lips. Took a little sip on. Little sip. Took a little sip. Took a little sip. Took a little sip.
Hey yo, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, where niggas hold text like they mad at the ref. That's why I keep a cross on my chest, either that or a vest. Do you believe that Eve had Adam in check? And if so, you gotta expect to sip juice from the forbidden fruit and get loose. Cole is the king, most definite. My little black book thicker than the Old Testament. Niggas pay for head, but the pussy so separate. Same bitch giving brains to the minister. The same reason they call Mr. C the finisher. Forbidden fruit, watch for the Adam's apple. Slick with words, don't hate me, son. What you eat don't make me shit, and who you fuck don't make me come. Put a price on my head, won't make me run. Try to kill me, but it can't be done. Cause my words gon' live forever. You put 2 and 2 together, Cole here forever.
Me and my bitch took a little trip down to the garden. Took a little dip, oh no. Apple juice falling from her lips. Took a little sip. Bitches come and go.
You know that?
Money come and go.
You know that?
Love come and go.
Don't shit last.
Bitches come and go.
You know that?
Money come and go.
You know that?
Love come and go.
Don't shit last. Take a seat, baby girl, you been all on my mind. I know I ain't called, got a part of my grind. Just copped the Maroon 5, no Adam Levine. Came a man by myself, only father was time. I know that she relate, baby daddy ain't shit, so she raised that nigga kids, but she swallowing mine. And that's why you all on my mind. All on my line like calling number 9. Cause a nigga popping like Harlem in the 9-7. Way before Mace was a reverend. I was a young nigga making A's at 11 or 12. Trying to get a taste of the heaven or hell. Only time gonna tell. Fuck her while her mama home, baby, don't yell. How many records do a nigga gotta sell just to get the cover of the double XL? A fader. Fuck your magazine hater. When I say that I'm the greatest, I ain't talking about later. I'ma drop the album same day as Kanye, just to show the boys the man now like Wanye. And I don't mean no disrespect, I praise legends, but this what's next. The boy sick, can't disaffect. Life's a bitch and the pussy's wet. My clip is loaded and this is the kisser. Death, blab.
Me and my bitch took a little trip down to the garden. Took a little dip, oh no. Apple juice falling from her lips. Took a little sip. Bitches come and go.
You know that?
Money come and go.
You know that?
Love come and go.
Don't shit last.
Bitches come and go.
You know that?
Money come and go.
You know that?
Love come and go.
Don't shit last. Don't shit last. And you know that? What the hell got hot didn't melt. Only man above me is God himself. All these other niggas is below me. Word to Fife, Q-Tip, Ali and Jerobi. What up, Queens? Cole is the king, and you know that. Started with $1 and a dream, and you know that. Never give a bird but your ring, you should know that. Bitch. Bitch. That should be my new ad-lib. Bitch. I got a new one. I finally got a cool ad-lib. Like some cool shit. Bitch. I'll be at all the shows, everybody be like, bitch. 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 Or you can do the low cool shit. Bitch.
Yo, pull over right here, Here you go. Yeah, pull over right here. To the right, pull over. Alright, look, park right here, I'ma be out. It'll be like 30 minutes tops. It'll be like 30 minutes. I'll be right back out. Alright, cool.
Bitches come and go. Bitches coming.
Yo, what up? What's poppin'? I'm back. Yo, you got that piece ready for me? The Jesus piece? Nah, the rose gold joint. Yeah. Yeah, let me see that. Oh shit, what is that? What fuck is that? Platinum? What's that chain right there? Is that white gold? That's platinum? Is that platinum? Are niggas doing platinum again? Niggas ain't even doing platinum yet, right? Oh shit, I'm about to bring that shit back, but kill these niggas. Let me see that one too. The watch, the platinum watch.
Radar, sonar, laser beams, jets, tanks, submarines, megathons, H-bomb, napalm.
I got this shit you would light with a lighter. Fuck a lighter, I can light on the stove. Dark at night, I drop a log in the fire. Wander in the woods, out in the cold. I got the shit you could play for your mama. I got the shit you could play for the hoes. I got the shit you could sell to the trappers. Indicated with the K in the code. I know some rappers that, how I'ma say this? I know some rappers who pay, but bro, lot of money, but you played your soul. You played yourself, you played the role. I got some niggas who down the street. Some of my niggas been down the road. Lost a nigga that was down with me, you know what they say.
We have a penalty flag thrown at the 30-yard line.
Personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 6 on the defense.
Okay, they got the shit they could pull out. I know it could blow out a bag. Yeah, they got the cures, the facts, you know it's sad. They put the money, the crack in the sack. They got the axis, they got the atlas, they got the map. I got the real bad bitch. I just told her to come to the back. They got the people in made the law, they going hard, dang. They even started a gang. How you gonna win at the losable game? Make a chain, man. Niggas say the same thing every day. Complain in the sunshine of the cloud rain, but won't lift a finger. In the danger, niggas been in danger, been indentured. Now my niggas got business ventures. With my 9, I'm like 10 Avengers. Snap a finger, I could end Avengers. Rapper, singer, no killer, nigga. You a copper, you a nigga killer.
Raise your balls. Raise your balls.
We have a penalty flag thrown at the 30-yard line.
Personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 6 on the defense. 15.
Oh, shit. Fuck, yeah.
And live in harmony and peace, and the sun will once again rise up in the east.
Somebody told me when I was small that the pride cometh right before the fall. God's son died for us all, so for mine, I'm running through a wall.
Lost the battle, it's still a war.
I'ma steal a cattle, then burn the farm. We could travel, but the journey long. I prefer we get a little murder on. Drop a top on your convertible. How we feeling should concern you. We been speaking, but they never been heard. So now we screaming at you word for word. Everything a nigga learn, gotta burn. My little nigga in a hearse, I was heard. Fuck a rap and fuck a verse, I could blur. Trying to see how many earns I can earn. Are you entertained or are you concerned? I'd be afraid, I'd be in church. I'd say a pray, I pray, I say I shade. They play like God, no play by play. We take our charge, we take our place. It'll take our hearts, it'll take our faith. But we need a majority to make shit shake. I'ma give me a quarter, I'ma get in the car, and I'ma get on the call and go state by state. And I'm picking a target, then I'm picking them off. Better be Beyonce if you say my name. Orange ambient sunlight and daylight savings might save a nigga life. It ain't never too bright to broad day, nigga. Nighttime vampires, your nigga slay a nigga. Slide like landslides, and you can take they side. I'm a K9, straight in the pack. Looking for Jitty, he's straight in the back. Cracking the whip, whipping the crack. Just like them crackers had did to the black. Just as they thought I was finished attacking. The beast awoke and now I pay like the Kraken. They inferior and fear when I'm rapping, but I ain't rapping. This is spiritual, shed a tear so I carry their miracles happen. Mirror, mirror, why the fuck is you laughing? Be a deer, let me volunteer, cause I'm not in fear. I'ma jump into action. Oh shit, it's getting weird. Nah, shit is weird. Where the hell is heaven on this hemisphere? If them bitches said it, I'ma end it here. If we come together, we could send a message, but I know they never gonna lend an ear. So I got a method, one do you better, do you one better? Bet you won't do it, let's bet I will. Collect my stones, ho, collect my gems. Protect my stronghold, respect my shield. Until I'm long gone, but while I'm here, I can snap my fingers,
they'll disappear.
petit bout d'avenir sous ma peau belle et tranquille, il écoute paisiblement les sons pas de non-désir. On découvrira cette chose qui n'existe pas, l'inconnu qui est en moi. Envie d'être envie de soi pour une fois. Un petit bout d'avenir, ta voix, mon corps et le ton, y a comme un goût d'infini dans le hasard de la vie. On découvrira cette chose qui n'existe pas, l'inconnu qui est en moi. Envie d'être envie de soi, tu me manques déjà. Toi, entre nous et moi, ouais, il s'écrit en moi. Toi, qui danse avec moi. Toi, qui grandis en moi. Toi, entre nous et moi. Toi, qui s'écrit en moi. Toi, qui danse avec moi. Toi, qui grandis en moi. Toi. Un petit bout d'avenir. Regarde là-bas. Est-ce que tu nous vois? C'est difficile à dire, la vie sans toi. Est-ce que tu y crois? Je ne sais pas écrire s'il manque de toi. Un coin tranquille, peut-être une île, vie indocile. La nuit défile dans mon exil, un coin tranquille. Tu veux savoir s'il va pleuvoir, c'est pas toujours facile quand il fait noir. Est-ce que tu y crois? C'est difficile à dire, le goût de l'espoir. Un coin tranquille, peut-être une île, vie indocile. La nuit défile dans mon exil, un coin tranquille. Quand à peur, je tremble aussi, et puis parfois je fuis. Mais voilà, je suis là, pour toi et moi, un funambule au bout du fil. Un coin tranquille, peut-être une île, vie indocile. La nuit défile dans mon exil, un coin tranquille.
A lot of people have been very excited about this game. In the 41st millennium, humanity stands on the brink of annihilation. The galaxy-spanning imperium of man is beset on all sides by hostile aliens and threatened from within by traitors and heretics. It is an age of constant war, a new dark age, in which enlightenment is replaced by superstition, rhetoric, and blind prayer. To live in such times is to be amongst untold billions, existing in the cruelest and bloodiest regime imaginable. The most powerful and dreaded of the Imperium's defenders are the Space Marines, bioengineered superhuman warriors. They are humanity's last bastion against the terror. There is no time for peace, no respite, no forgiveness. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. The Imperials? Ooh. By authority of Archmagos Nas. Who the fuck is that? The planet's under attack. Fuck. Shit. Tyranids, that's a Zerg, bro. That's them alien dinosaurs. Cease any bombardment preparation. Project Aurora present. Ooh. Access denied. Value. Absolute. Oh shit. Submitted to Astropacific Relay. Hail the Omnisaya. Hail the Machine God. Oh my god, bro.
Approaching Kadako. Prepare for atmospheric entry.
This goes so hard. This is crazy. Tyranids. Holy shit. This is a Hydralisk, bro. Or is that Ultralisk? I forgot. Mutalisk. No, it's Mutalisk. Damn. Yeah. Oh shit. Cuts his fucking head off. Is that me? Hey, man, that's what I should have done. I didn't think of it.
Hibernation. Console inactive for 22 hours. This impiety to the Omnisaya has been logged.
Activate launch systems.
Damn, that's my bomb.
Initialization must be performed. Seek an authorized Magos at the command console.
Activate the orbital launcher.
The command console is posted at the edge of the observation platform. A Magos will attend.
Let's go. I gotta go over to there. Okay. Here we go. Let's do it. Oh.
Awakening systems for hibernation. Right of capacitors initialized. Personnel may begin prayers of charging.
Drone, can you not hasten the damn process?
Seismic disruption.
Survive until activation is complete. Okay. All right, so where do we have these red barrels? All right, we got one there, one there. We're not gonna pick up any more grenades for now. Turn around. What? What? Okay, okay. What's up, bro? Oh. I think I'm dead. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. We're doing our best. Yep. That's right. Oh my God. There's so many of them. This is insane. Launch it. Jesus. Oh, here we go. We're doing our best. Yep. That's right. Turn around. What? What? Okay, okay. What's up, bro? Oh. I think I'm dead. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. We're doing our best.
It is done.
It is done. That's what I did. except it didn't work as well. I didn't realize I was double throwing grenades. Like, as you can toss that shit out like that. I had no idea. Ooh. We didn't give a. Oh wow. Ooh, this is bad. That's me. All right. All right, let's fucking go. Okay, let's do it. That's a lot of mobs. That's a lot of mobs.
I will not rest until you lie dead at my feet.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Oh, we got a big sucker here. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Nothing. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, no. No, bitch. Get out of here, pussy. Nope. I just go I go all the way in on him now. Oh, we got a big boy here. Two big boys. That's the wrong button. Oh. Oh. Nope. Jesus. Rip, I know. Oh. Can I eat? Ah, man. Sorry, I'm still trying to learn. I'm getting overwhelmed by buttons. Zero parry? It's because parry isn't in my, like, C, my brain isn't programmed to press C to parry. Like, straight up. Like, C is not the parry button. I'm gonna just be honest. Like, it's just not. Rebind it? No, because I've never played a game where I had to parry and shoot. Because, like, aiming is like this. Okay, now what? You'll see? Yeah. That's a big motherfucker. That's a big motherfucker right there. Do it. Alright, I'm ready. That's an ultra wisp? Did I dodge that? Or no, I don't think so. Nope. No, bitch. Oh, shit. Damn, I didn't even realize that was an attack. Oh, shit. I lost already. Through this shit. No way. No way, bro. He just got stabbed right through the fucking chest. What do you mean? Space Marine stands on the brink of annihilation. The galaxy-spanning Imperium of man is beset on all sides by hostile aliens and threatened from within by traitors and heretics. It is an age of constant war, a new dark age, in which enlightenment is replaced by superstition, rhetoric, and blind prayer. To live in such times is one of the is to be amongst untold billions, existing in the cruelest and bloodiest regime imaginable. The most powerful and dreaded of the Imperium's defenders are the Space Marines, bioengineered superhuman warriors. They are humanity's last bastion against the terror. There is no time for peace, no respite, no forgiveness. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. The Imperials? Ooh. By authority of Archmagos Nas. Who the fuck is that? The planet's under attack. Fuck. Shit. Tyranids, that's a Zerg, bro. That's them alien dinosaurs. Cease any bombardment preparation. Project Aurora present. Ooh. Access denied. Value. Absolute. Oh shit. Submitted to Astropacific Relay. Hail the Omnisaya. Hail the Machine God. Oh my god, bro.
Approaching Kadako. Prepare for atmospheric entry.
This goes so hard. This is crazy.
There's been a bit of a ruckus in the Warhammer 40k community in recent days after the parent company Games Workshop decided to make some changes to the lore of their fictional universe, and well, they haven't exactly been well received. But what changes did they make to cause such a backlash, you might ask? Well, this is where I'm going to have to delve into the lore a little bit, so indulge me. The simplistic view is that Warhammer 40k is set in a fictional future where mankind is locked into a state of constant warfare across the galaxy, and has devolved into a kind of quasi-religious military dictatorship where human life is cheap and all that matters is the survival of the Imperium. To quote the company themselves, in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is only war. Nice. It's a neat setting for tabletop wargaming, and there's an absolute metric ton of lore and history that's gradually been built up around it over the decades.
I don't even know like 5% of it.
In fact, you can actually ignore the gaming side of things altogether and just immerse yourself in the fictional worlds. There's more than enough books, short stories, graphic novels, video games, and magazine articles to keep you amused for decades. Anyway, one of the most iconic symbols of the 40k universe has got to be the Space Marines, genetically and surgically enhanced.
Yeah, I feel like the one thing that people like recognize from Warhammer are Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines. Those are like the most iconic ones. Like I would say Necrons are pretty close up there too.
for soldiers wrapped up in power armor that are deployed to the most critical war zones across the galaxy. They're the very apex of human warfare, and the elite amongst them are the custodes, the personal bodyguards of the Emperor of Mankind. In short, these are not guys with whom to fuck. Now, there's a lot of lore surrounding
Remember back whenever I had that transmog set? Well, my transmog that I had like that from Legion, where I had like that. Oh my god, bro. It reminds me, that was so good.
Space Marines and the Custodes themselves, how they're created and how they function, but one of the most fundamental aspects of their creation is that they're all male, hence the reason they're all referred to as battle brothers. I know, right? Who would have thought that an oppressive, xenophobic, totalitarian military regime wouldn't have diversity and inclusion initiatives? The reasons for this...
Yeah, it does sound kind of stupid whenever you say it.
Are a combination of established lore, the target audience, and, well, basic common sense. From the lore side of things, the process for creating Space Marines is only compatible with male physiology, and there's no way to adapt it to work on female bodies. The super advanced technology used to do it is barely even understood by this point in history, and to be honest, there's never been a whole lot of incentive to pursue it because, well, what's the point? Only the strongest, toughest, and most resilient individuals can even hope to survive the process of being turned into a Space Marine, much less a Custodes. To put it into context, less than a fraction of 1% of the population would even be considered as candidates, which pretty much rules women out of the equation, so it always seemed like a question that basically answered itself.
Well, and it's just kind of obvious, right? I mean, like, for sure, it's obvious. Also, like, yeah, they have, like, don't, like, Space Marines have, like, 2 hearts or something like that? Yeah, it's like a lot of, like, I mean, Warhammer lore goes crazy.
If I had to guess, I'd say a lot of this probably comes down to Games Workshop having a solid understanding of their target audience and what they like.
Sure.
Because, how can I put this? Not all that many girls are into tabletop wargaming.
You don't say.
There's some, for sure. I'm not taking anything away from them. But generally, if I had to pick the people who are most likely to
Big surprise. A game like this is mostly a male space. Yep, that's true.
Into things like Warhammer, well, it's going to be guys like this.
Yep.
And for a good 30 years or so, everyone seemed pretty happy
average
with
comic
that state
shop.
of affairs. The problem is that Warhammer started to get popular, really popular, and so it was only a matter of time before it attracted the attention of modern audiences. Not tabletop gamers playing today, of course, or even just women who happen to enjoy the hobby, but instead activists who totally don't give a shit about anything to do with 40k, but just want
I wonder how the people that want to add this into like every game and want to like co-opt Warhammer to like add in like female Space Marines and like shit like this, I wonder, like, how do you reconcile needing to do that with the fact that every single kid in every single place in the world wanted to be Goku? Like, how do you make sense out of that? Because it seems like that's like really kind of a fucking disconnect.
Or another little victory in the endless war to dominate every single aspect of entertainment and culture.
Yeah, true.
The push to make the world of 40k more diverse and inclusive has been going on for a while now, and one of the big objectives they've been gunning for is female Space Marines. Because truly, what woman doesn't want to see herself represented as a psychopathic 8-foot-tall genetically engineered killing machine? It doesn't matter to these people that 30 years of lore says it can't be done. It doesn't matter that most actual gamers don't want to see it happen. It doesn't matter that there's already entire armies of female-only soldiers specifically created to give women more of a presence in the game worlds. All that matters is winning, breaking down another barrier, homogenizing and blending everything together into an indistinguishable grey sludge of inclusion, gleefully taking another treasured thing away from their enemies so they can gloat about it and push for even greater victories next.
I did find it kind of funny whenever I was listening to people talking about this on Twitter, and one of the people supporting the change actually admitted that they don't play the game, they just saw the tweet and they thought it was good. Which is, I think, what happens a lot. And this is what happens, and this is the problem that I think a lot of companies have, is that they oftentimes like really massively misjudge community sentiment, especially with like hot button issues, because a lot of the sentiment comes from places that don't have any interest in the health of the game. It's like, for a lot of the people that push for something like this, many of them probably either don't really give a shit about the game, or we're going to play it anyway, right? So it's not really going to increase the amount of people. Coincidentally, don't some streamers have to spin about topic, not play tabletop game? Well, I'm not sure. The community doesn't seem to care, though, at least the subreddit. Yeah, I noticed that. And I did, so like with the community not caring, I saw a few posts about it, and it's very hard for me to know like how much of that is authentic or not, because it seems odd that on YouTube, people are like very commonly upset about this, and on Twitter, people are very upset about this. But then on the Reddit for the actual content, people don't care about it at all. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me, right? And so the first thing I would assume is that it's being moderated, or there's like soft moderation that's happening. Yeah, banned for being sexist. Yeah, something like that. Because like it just doesn't, like, because if I look at like the amount of people that are on the subreddit, and then I look at the amount of people that are, for example, like watching this video, or the amount of people that have seen like my video that I did about this, or you know, like see the tweets about it, it vastly is way larger than like what the people on the Reddit think. So it's very hard for me to judge like what's going on, because I also think that there are people who are like culture warriors, and they don't really care about Warhammer per se. They never really played Warhammer, and so they just view this as a loss for their side, and they're getting mad about it on behalf of Warhammer players. So I feel like it's kind of a weird situation where you have people that don't play Warhammer that are fighting with each other about what Warhammer players want to have, but neither side actually plays the game. It's kind of weird. Proxy wars? Yeah, it's unironically a proxy war. Yeah. Lots of mods are banning people, and that's the thing. Reddit is people interested in game and lore. Twitter and YouTube are just culture warriors. Yeah, but like, why is that? Because like, for example, on a lot of other subreddits, people talk about culture stuff all the time. And I feel like and it was so common and so popular that Reddit actually had to delete a lot of the culture war subreddits. Like there were like, for example, like a lot of subreddits about like Donald Trump and like Republican stuff, and they deleted a lot of those. I think it's moderated.
Time. And a few days ago, they moved one step closer to their goal with the release of a new rulebook from Games Workshop, where it casually dropped in the fact that female custodies are now apparently a thing.
Fuck.
That's pretty interesting, considering they've literally never been spoken about before, and everything we know about them suggests that can't happen, but okay, sure. Naturally, fans were confused by this, and when they were questioned about it on Twitter, Games Workshop's response was simple and blunt. Since the first of the 10,000 were created, there have always been female custodians.
Liar!
You know, I can't help thinking that you guys are trying to do a bit of rewriting of history here. I can't help thinking that you finally started to bow to pressure from modern audiences, and you were almost certainly encouraged to do this by a sudden infusion of investment money from BlackRock. I can't help...
I think that really, yeah, but the lore changes constantly. I think that the problem that people had with this isn't really that they did it. It's that they did it in a way that insulted the intelligence of the people who played the game. Because, like, for you to say that, well, they were always there for the whole time, this makes it seem like, oh, you're dumb, you should have known that, right? I don't think that the problem of having the female characters, I don't think that most people really care about it. Like, yeah, there's going to be like a fringe of people that care about it. But the truth is that I would say, like, at least like from my perspective, I would consider it disrespectful.
Thinking that maybe you're trying to gaslight your own fans into believing we've always been at war with East Asia.
Yeah,
and
people are never gonna like
I'm
that.
not the only one. But Drinker, you absolute titan of tabletop tactics, I hear you say, the 40k universe is rife with misinformation, retcons and rewrites. Things are constantly being changed and added to the lore, so why should this be any different?
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Well, let me stop you there, heretic, because there's a few little misconceptions that I'd like to clear up on this one. The development of the Warhammer universe over the past 30 years is less of a constantly shifting chessboard and more like a telescope that's slowly coming into focus. In the early days, back in the 80s, things were intentionally vague and a lot of details were still waiting to be filled in because the developers hadn't worked everything out yet. But over the years, those details have been filled in with hundreds of articles, books, games and rule sets, and while certain details might have been corrected and expanded on many times over, the general setting, history, characters, rulebooks and foundations of the world have actually stayed extremely consistent. So no, that excuse doesn't wash with me anymore, boyo. And as I've mentioned,
I think that there's probably examples of that happening, but I think that probably the majority of examples of that happening are examples of an unreliable narrator rather than the actual company changing the lore. That's what I would assume, but I'm sure that there have been instances where they've changed the lore as well. Sure.
In previous videos, the lore is something you should respect enough to work around instead of constantly changing, because believe it or not, people actually get invested in this stuff. They buy into the fictional world you've created, and the more you fuck with that, the more difficult you make it for those people to stay invested, because they know that at any moment, some prick might decide to completely rewrite it to suit their own selfish bullshit needs. But Drinker, it's just one little change. Why do you care so much if there's female custodies? That's an interesting question, but here's an even better one. Why did you care so much that there weren't female custodies? Why did it bother you so much that you've spent years complaining about it? Why do you feel so strongly that this thing must be changed? And why do you get so defensive when people question you about it? As heel versus babyface so correctly observed, it's really easy to ask the old, why do you care so much question once you've gotten what you want. It's easy to defend the status quo once the status quo has been changed to suit your demands. Until of course you've decided that it has to change again, in which case you certainly will care about this stuff again. And make no mistake, they will demand that more things
they basically, people, they change things and then they say, why do you care that it's changed? Well, it's like, well, you changed it, obviously you care. It's like kind of like it's a weird argument.
Change to suit them, and I guess that's the real crux of this argument here. It's the reason Warhammer fans are pushing back so loudly against it. It's not just what the change is, although that's pretty bad all by itself, but it's what it represents that's the bigger issue. It's the sacrifice of artistic freedom on the altar of identity politics. This right here, boys and girls, is the thin edge of the wedge. It's the first little crack in the dam that'll eventually become a gaping hole. Because here's the thing, the moment you make any concession, no matter how tiny, you've already given the game away. You've made it known that you're prepared to bow down to their demands if they put enough pressure on you. And so inevitably, their demands are never going to end. They'll literally never be happy, because there's always going to be some other thing, some other piece of problematic lore, some other rule or exclusionary detail that has to be altered to comply with their constantly evolving demands, and all in the...
I don't think this is like always true, but like as a WoW player, I do feel like that's what happened with WoW. I think that like they've just like collectively pussified WoW. Like I'm talking about retail WoW. Like they've made it like so like limp dick. It's crazy. It's exhausting. Like every story is about like you know, saving animals, not killing them. Like it's so soft. There doesn't like, it doesn't have the same edge and grit to it that it used to. Like, I think the best example, and it was like the Sylvanas, like Garrosh calling Sylvanas a bitch. I think that's like one of those like, I guess like mining canary problems that happened, and it signified like a much bigger issue, but people didn't realize it yet. And like, I remember whenever it happened, I was like, this is not good. This is like, why would you change this? And people say, well, it's just a word. Who cares? Well, if it's just a word, then why did you change it? Why does it matter? Well, I think it's because people do want to change the vibe of things like this. And I think that it's very possible that the same thing could happen to Warhammer. It is, because I've seen the same thing. I saw it happen to WoW. And like now, like I don't really feel like as connected to WoW as I did at all. And it's the same thing with like, you know, getting rid of like the pictures of like, you know, like girls in like a bikini on like an inn in a video game. Like that's crazy. Like what the fuck, what's going on here? It feels so much different. Yeah, the fruit bowls.
name of inclusion and diversity, because these people don't care about your hobby. They don't care about integrating into a community of like-minded individuals. All they care about is that the community bends and reshapes itself to suit them until eventually they bend it so much that it breaks. People like that.
And that is kind of like, I don't know, as I said, I think that's what's happened with WoW. Like, it has. Like, they've tried to attract that audience of people, and I think they've succeeded. I do. I think that they've actually succeeded in doing that. And I feel like whenever I talk about it, I feel like a crazy person, because it's like just saying it sounds schizo, but I might be crazy, but I also don't think that I'm wrong.
That are complete and utter poison for any hobby, any fandom, any franchise. All they ever manage to do is stir up conflict, resentment, and division, driving people away and turning fans against the very company that tries to pander to them. Because their very reason for existing is to undermine and destroy the thing they claim that they're trying to save. And if you've got any common sense whatsoever, or any love for the fandom that you're so passionate about, you'll think very carefully before bending the knee to them. Anyway, that's all I've got for today.
Yeah.
Go away now.
What a good video. Okay, I'll link you guys a video. I mean, I agree with some of this. I don't necessarily think like every inclusion is like bad, but I do think that whenever it's being done for a reason that doesn't really enhance the lore, and it's being done in a way that at least like some readers think is condescending, I do find that to be problematic. Absolutely. Slippery slope. I mean, it's very hard to say, like, is it a slippery slope or not? I mean, slippery slope is inherently a fallacy, but it's not really a fallacy as much as it is it's something bad that can happen. And I think that after seeing it happen to WoW, it's definitely made me like much more hesitant whenever I see something like this happen. And the reason why is that it makes me feel like at that point, the people that are making the content, like they care. Every time that I see something in the game, I always look at it through the lens of, was this an artistic choice or was this a social choice? And that's the way that I see it. And maybe that's like bad, but like it does take away like my escapism of it. I don't believe that BlackRock pushes this, but the CEO himself spoke about controlling public opinion. Oh, I think that BlackRock pushes it, absolutely. I never said that BlackRock didn't push it. All I was saying is that BlackRock wasn't the cause of it. I think that a lot of people are doing it on their own too. Like, they don't have anything to do with BlackRock. They're just, this is something that's happening culturally. Like, I mean, yes, obviously BlackRock pushes it, sure, but that's not the only people that are doing it. The only problem with the situation is they could have used Sisters of Battle. Why change something to fit some narrative whenever there's already something that fits perfectly? I think the reason why is that, like in a lot of media and popular media, there's like a focus on trying to make it seem like men and women are equal physically, which is something that everybody knows isn't true. But for some reason, people keep trying to push this ideology. And I think this is another manifestation of that ideology. It's fantasy? Yeah, no, it is fantasy. I think that really, like, whenever you talk about something being fantasy, I don't really think that justifies doing something in a way that like contradicts directly with like the real world. I think you can do that. Of course you can do that. But I think that the best types of fantasy are the ones that reflect real life in kind of like essential ways, and then add fantastical elements to real life. You know, socially equal doesn't mean physically equal. Yeah, exactly. Moving to a media space with serious and series of movies isn't it bare minimum just to get this shit through the gate? Yeah, maybe it is. I mean, this is one thing that I've learned, right? And I learned this from WoW, is that you can't, like, you can't convince people that this is like a good thing or a bad thing. People will believe this no matter what. You're like, I can't, like, and he can't get people to, like, Warhammer fans to care about this, because I guarantee you a lot of Warhammer fans don't care about any of this shit. They don't give a fuck about it. And it's the same thing that happened with WoW. Is like, I was like, hey, this is happening, it's bad. Everybody laughed at me, said I was stupid, and then here we are 10 years later, and it happened. So one thing, like, I've learned, and this is kind of like very pessimistic, but I've learned that I will always bring it up, but I don't really try to push this as much anymore, because I've learned that people will never there's like a subset of people that will never turn against something that they've spent a lot of money on. And I think that people get so invested into a franchise, whether it's like Warhammer, Warcraft, Magic the Gathering, Star Wars, any of these, they will never turn on it because they've spent so much emotional and physical resources and energy on it that they will never actually think to themselves, this was a bad decision. Because if they realize that it was a bad decision, then they are conceding that they were fooled or that they are stupid. Oh my god. I'm shocked to find out she's so this is her.
Can we be transparent here? Like, can we be transparent? Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like completely,
Yeah.
utterly transparent and 5. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Thank you. I'm just gonna be straight up, right? Like, did my viewership decrease? Absolutely. When I first started streaming, I built my stream up in August and September and October. I was averaging like 60 to 70 viewers because I did well on Reddit in 2021. Yeah, in 2021. Then I got partner in November 2021. I didn't get partner with anybody, any help. I did it all by myself. And the day I got partnered, Hassan raided me, and that changed my career. I will never deny that. Hassan has helped my career out tremendously.
Yeah. Nice guy.
So when he rated me that day, like I started averaging like 300-400 viewers, and it just kept going.
That's pretty good.
You know? And I had like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 viewers for like a good like year and a half. I was doing really good.
I'm gonna be honest, I think the reason why she was successful is that people used her as a token minority. I think that's why she got put in all those shows. They gave her the those awards and everything like that. I think they're basically using you as like a like a cartoon character in order for them to, like, you're basically like you got used by people in order for them to put you in a position to make themselves look good, because, you know, because you wear a hijab, people are like, oh, okay, well, this is a person that is, you know, verifiably, it's kind of like what they do with drag queens in a way, right? Where they use them as like mascots for like, look how much we care about gay people. And it's like, there's plenty of drag queens that aren't gay, which is like, I always thought that was weird, right? It's like, how y'all gonna talk about how drag queens are LGBT? Like, they're not LGBT necessarily, not
he loves you. And how do you know he cares? And how do you know that he's yours for life? He's yours for life. He's yours. The signs are there.
trials come, I hold my breath, faithful through the valley of death. I will never give up, no, never. God's my shield, my forever. I rise, I stand, I fight, I pray. He lights my path, shows the way. Temptation, but I don't let it in. My heart's with God, no room for sin. The world shakes, but my spirit won't fall. Through the fire, I hear His call. Mountains high, valleys deep, my soul's awake, I won't sleep. Chains may rattle, storms may roar, but I believe forevermore. I will never give up, no, never. God's my shield, my forever. I rise, I stand, I fight, I pray. He lights my path, shows the way.
I can't do much more. I'm out tanking the tank, but I'm dying so fast. Our healers don't even have 1,000. Oh. 5-3. Bam. Shorty. Short's cute. Short can be cute though. It's fine. We love our short kings and queens. Ba-da, ba-da-da. It's the Asian. Oh no.
Anyways, yeah. I was debating whether to enter this character or someone who actually I'm happy with. This time, I'm excited. I have not looked at anybody yet. Like, I usually like to be surprised and wait until you're chosen to look at when you submit it. Yeah, because I think it's more fun that way, for sure. We love our confidence. It's generous of you. Thank you. Thank you. I really like doing this. I think ever since I started like being online, I do like doing like requests, because I've been doing these since I was like 12, 13. I was online since I was 11 years old. That's how long ago I've been here. Alright, Day Springs. Let me know when you're done so I can put you on the list. Anyone and everyone is welcome.
ngihamba ngomoya hamba ngomkhumbi ngazi mina ngiyalizwa ngalalela izinkotho emsakazweni naku-TV ngangibuka omunye nomunye ofuna ukokha izindaba ezinkulu ngilalele izihlakanipho ezinkane zomlando kanye nezindlela ezintsha nginamandla nginabantu ngingubani mina ngiyalizwa suka la usho lokhu kodwa cha uzothola ukuthi asalwa siyazi ngoba ukwazi akubona abahlakaniphile nohlakanipha kusuka emadodeni amhlophe emizamo yami nempumelelo lemihle emizamo yami nempumelelo lemihle sometimes I feel
pilot
like I can give up in life but when I think about my children who's gonna take care of them if I'm gone God bless. Children, who's gonna take care of them if I'm gone? God bless. Emizamo yami, nempumelelo emihle. Emizamo yami, nempumelelo emihle. Sometimes I children, who's gonna take care of them if I'm gone? God bless. Sometimes I feel like I can give up in life, but when I think about my children, who's gonna take care of them if I'm gone? I'm gone. God bless. Emizamo yami, nempumelelo emihle. Emizamo yami, nempumelelo emihle.
Check it. Hey, people. it. Oh, I think I got the fever. I'm heated, pumping up the meter. Want me a ringleader, mad party bleeder. Make this with a storm, lead after lead after leader. Hey, can you dig it? I come alive, y'all, give me what you got. Back up, pump, stick up, pump your fist up. You took the shot of the buck shots, a bus slip up. Morning like a kid, to make it feel alright. Pump it up all night, body rock, show me what you got. Let go, break, slip up. Morning like a kid, to make it feel alright. Pump it up all night, body rock, show me what you got. Let go, break,
Do you wanna get
check it out, check it, check it, check it out, check it, check it out, check it, check it, check it out, check it, check it out, check it, check it, check it out, check it, check it out, check it, check it, check it out, check it, check it out, check it, check it, check it out, check it, check it out, check it, check it, check it out, check it, check it out, check it, check it, check it out, check it, check it out, check it, check it, check it. Check it. Oh, I think I got the fever. I'm heated, pumping up the meter. Want me a ringleader, mad party bleeder. Make this with a storm, lead after leader. Hey, can you dig it? I come alive, y'all, give me what you got. Back up, pump, stick up, pump your fist up. You took the shot of the buck shots, a bus slip up. Morning like a kid, to make it feel alright. Pump it up all night, body rock, show me what you got. Let go, break, slip up. Morning like a kid, to make it feel alright. Pump it up all night, body rock, show me what you got. Let go, break.
Bass.
First, you'll lose weight. Eggs are packed with protein, and they keep you full for hours. Less snacking, fewer cravings, more fat burning. Second, you'll gain muscle. Each egg gives you around 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein. That's perfect for repairing muscles and building strength. Third, your heart might thank you. New studies show 3 to 5 eggs a day can actually improve your heart health, thanks to the good cholesterol they contain. Fourth, your brain gets a serious boost. Eggs are rich in choline, a key nutrient for memory, focus, and even mood. Eat them regularly, and you might feel sharper. Fifth, your vision improves. Eggs contain powerful antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin. These protect your eyes and can slow down age-related vision loss. Will you try it? Tell me in the comments and hit subscribe for more. If you eat...
have too much sugar in your body. If you ignore them, they can quietly damage. Here are 5 warning signs to watch for. I am Dr. Taylor, a doctor specializing in diabetes. Watch this video to the end, or you might not find it when you need it. And don't forget to follow me. Let's see if you recognize it. The first sign is poor sleep. If you often wake up in the middle of the night, especially around 3 a.m., it could mean your nervous system is overstimulated due to high blood sugar. The second sign is constant thirst and frequent urination. If you are always thirsty and running to the bathroom, your kidneys may be trying to flush out excess sugar. The third sign is intense cravings for sweets or carbs. When blood sugar is too high, your insulin doesn't work properly, and your body starts demanding more fuel, especially sugar. The fourth sign is unexplained itching all over the body, which happens because high sugar levels damage tiny blood vessels affecting your skin. And the fifth sign is body pain, because sugar can damage your nerves, leading to chronic aches. In my next video, I'll share 5 practical solutions to clean up your blood sugar. Comment yes if you're interested, and share this video if you found it helpful. 5 signs that you have too much sugar in your body, and if you ignore them, they can quietly damage your health. Here are 5 warning signs to watch for. I am Dr. Taylor, a doctor specializing in diabetes. Watch this video to the end, or you might not find it when you need it. And don't forget to follow me. Let's see if you recognize any of them. The first sign is poor sleep. If you often wake up in the middle of the night, especially around 3 a.m., it could mean your nervous system is overstimulated due to high blood sugar. The second sign is constant thirst and frequent urination. If you are always thirsty and running to the bathroom, your kidneys may be trying to flush out excess sugar. The third sign is intense cravings for sweets or carbs. When blood sugar is too high, your insulin doesn't work properly, and your body starts demanding more fuel, especially sugar. The fourth sign is unexplained itching all over the body, which happens because high sugar levels damage tiny blood vessels affecting your skin. And the fifth sign is body pain, because sugar can damage your nerves, leading to chronic aches. In my next video, I'll share 5 practical solutions to clean up your blood sugar. Comment yes if you're interested, and share this video if you found it helpful. 5 signs that you have too much sugar in your body, and if you ignore them, they can quietly damage your health. Here are 5 warning signs to watch for. I am Dr. Taylor, a doctor.
this world were mine, if this world were mine, if this world were mine, I'd give you anything. I'd give you the flowers, the birds and the bees. That would be all I need. If this world were mine, I'd give you anything. I'd give you the flowers, the birds and the bees. That would be all I need. If this world were mine,
Lately, there's been something in the air. There's been a lot of smaller talk. When we were younger, we would share our fears. Now we're afraid of being mocked. I still can hear through all of the silence. Do you need any help calling like I did? There's been some changes in our life. I can feel the distance. Space and time has made everything different. Day and night, everything has changed and I don't know why. I used to hear your voice inside my head. Now I forget what it sounds like. And all the things we used to leave unsaid, I wish they were said in hindsight. I still can hear through all of the silence. Do you need any help calling like I did? There's been some changes in our life. I can feel the distance. Space and time has made everything different. Day and night, everything has changed and I don't know why. Maybe that's just the way it is, no matter how much you're missing it. Sometimes the wind blows in different new directions and lessons are happening. Maybe that's just the way it is, no matter how much you're missing it. No love lost, I know it's innocent. It's what you make of it. There's been some changes in our life. I can feel the distance. Space and time has made everything different. Day and night, everything has changed and I don't know why. There's been some changes in our life. I can feel the distance. Space and time has made everything different. Day and night, everything has changed and I don't know why. Our conversations have been honest lately, but when it comes to us, your words are hazy, making me a little lost. Don't know how to make it stop, making me a little lost. I wanna ask you how you're doing, baby. When I don't hear from you, it drives me crazy. Yeah, I feel a little lost. Don't know how to make it stop. Guess I feel a little lost. Dreaming is how you keep me from leaving. All of the words that I'm wanting you to say make me wanna stay, but waiting is a waste. Our situation has been changing lately. There is a tension, do you feel it, baby? Making it a little tough when you don't share enough. Making it a little tough. Bringing it up, tell me you feel the same. That we it's all fun and games, 'cause I'm dreaming is how you keep me from leaving. All of the words that I'm wanting you to say make me wanna stay, but waiting is a waste. Bringing it up, tell me you feel the same. Then we laugh it off, say it's all fun and games. We take it back, 'cause we don't wanna ruin what we always had. So I'm just left here dreaming, dreaming. All of the words that I'm wanting you to say make me wanna stay, but waiting is a waste. Bringing it up, tell me you feel the same. Then we laugh it off, say it's all fun and games. We take it back, 'cause we don't wanna ruin what we always had. So I'm just left here. Shine bright, the ever-flaring fire. Oh, try internalize the die through all broken signs, despite the torment inside. Until the glory of my get you out of them baggy clothes. Let me get you to be more comfortable. Let me get you out of that makeup. Let me get you wearing the face that's yours. I look at you and I become paralyzed. I kiss you, but you don't close your eyes. So into it, I almost start to cry. I look at you the entire time like you're God, like you're God, and this is heaven. My bed in your hand, I don't mind being there. Hold my bed in my hands, too far away, too far. Like you're in the flesh, like you're God, and this is heaven. Like you're God. When we're out in a crowd, laughing loud and nobody knows why. When we're lost at a club, getting drunk, and you give me that smile. Going home in the back of a car and your hand touches mine. When we're done making love and you look up and give me those eyes. 'Cause all of the small things that you do are what remind me why I fell for you. And when we're apart and I'm missing you, I close my eyes and all I see is you and the small things you do. When you call me at night while you're out getting high with your friends. Every high, every bye, every I love you, you 'Cause all of the small things that you do are what remind me why I fell for you. And when we're apart and I'm missing you, I close my eyes and all I see is you and the small things you do. All the small things you do. 'Cause all of the small things that you do are what remind me why I fell for you. And when we're apart and I'm missing you, I close my eyes and all I see is you and the small things you do. When you call me at night while you're out getting high with your friends, every high, every bye, every I love you,
It was just two lovers sitting in the car, listening to Blonde, falling for each other. Pink and orange skies, feeling super childish. No Donald Glover. Missed call from my mother. Like, where you at tonight? Got no alibi. I was all alone with the love of my life. She's got glitter for skin, my radiant beam in the night. I don't need no light to see you shine. It's your golden hour. You slow down time in your golden. We were just two lovers. Feet up on the dash, driving nowhere fast, burning through the summer. Radio on blast, make the moment last. She got solar power. Minutes feel like hours. She knew she was the baddest. Can you even imagine falling like I did? For the love of my life, she's got glow on her face, a glorious look in her eyes. My angel of light. I was all alone with the love of my life. She's got glitter for skin, my radiant beam in the night. I don't need no light to see you
Love is patient, love is kind. Love is the hardest thing to find. 'Cause I thought that I found it. A good thing turned bad and I started to doubt it. Now I'm stuck here asking like, what does it take to make it past the passion and stick through the pain? Wondering, is it even out there till you came in my life and showed me what it's like to be loved? I'll show you what I'll do, what I would say, the lengths I'll go to, the measures I'd take to be loved. Oh, to be loved by, oh, to be loved by someone who feels, someone who cares, someone who's simply there. Oh, to be loved, oh, to be loved by, oh, to be loved by you. Love is painful, love is hard. Love can see beauty through the scars. There's an art to the age, a brown to the brush strokes, somber